Oh my God. Oh my God. What is happening, everybody? Happy Sunday. Welcome to AudiblyChill. My name is Zach. I run this YouTube channel called Audibly Dumb. I like making noises and shit. You know what I mean? Being loud. Hell yeah. Today's stream is brought to you by Starbucks. Okay, got that out of the way. It's not. That'd be dope if it was. So, we have got a bunch to talk about today, but for the first, 5 or 10 minutes or so, let's just let people get into the chat. Let people hop on in. People need to be comfortable. Okay? People gotta chill. Favorite part of the week? Stop. Stop. Alright, so I got the stream running at 60 frames per second. And we got everything mic'd up. So this should be what it's like from this point forward. Let's play a little something. I think that sounds fun. Hold the phone. Let's go. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about today. Like I said, we're going to chill for a little bit, let people get in the chat. Hopefully people like to swing on in. I'm going to talk about Telecasters for a little bit. Love to get your opinions as well. Today we're going to be playing Morrison. I'm not switching to any other guitar, and I'll tell you why. This is my forever guitar. If I had to sell the whole lot, Morrison would be the last one to go. Morrison's a 2019 Sir Classic T, and I love Morrison to death. The story behind him, how I got him, how much I've played him. Yeah, so I want to talk about Telecasters for just a little bit and why you should buy them as well. From there, the album of the day. Some people aren't going to like this, but yes, it's a Joe Bonamassa album. I'll tell you why real quick. My favorite Bonamassa albums are the live ones. It's crazy. Like most musicians, you prefer the recorded material. Joe Bonamassa's live albums are incredible. Today in particular, we're going to be diving into Live at the Beacon Theater, which I believe is from 2012. Also something that I think is pretty sick. Today is going to be the first time, and I plan to do this every Sunday from now on, where I give you guys a live gear demo. So, hooked up to the rig, I actually have my Keeley Nocturne reverb pedal. I'm borrowing this from Flipside Music in Denver, and I'll tell you the whole point. If you decide to buy one, please buy one from Flipside Music. You may see a little thing that says includes paid promotion. For moving forward, I have to click that box, and I'll tell you why. I do not get paid to demo the pedal. I will never accept money just for a demo. I have to love the pedal. But if you buy it using my affiliate link, Flipside Music throws me a really small commission. So yes, is this technically paid promotion? I guess you could say that. But no, I'm not just getting paid for playing the product. But if you buy it, you're supporting Flipside Music, you're supporting Audibly Dumb, and we appreciate you! Look at you just like being fucking sick. Little bit of talking about practicing in a little bit. My vibrato that I was talking about last week, I've kept working on it. I'll show you the exercises that I'm doing. And then just general fretboard awareness training that I've been working on. And then I want to talk about 5 Watt World, one of my favorite YouTube channels. And however else the conversation goes throughout the whole thing, we're just going to accept it as it comes, am I right? Because that's what life's about. Life is about accepting it as it comes and having sick lights. If you don't have sick lights in your house, you need to fix that. Okay, so you've never played a Telecaster. Real quick, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. I think everybody should try a Telecaster. It's my favorite guitar. But we're just going to spend another 5 minutes. Maybe people hop in the chat. I'm hoping people hop in the chat. Oh my goodness. So, when it comes to the rig, I'm pretty stoked because last week I kind of showed you what the Helix is doing with the amp and everything. I'm really happy with it, but the cool thing is having 2 effects loops. Amp Duo Strings, hello, it's you. Welcome to the stream. We're about to have fun. I'm going for about an hour, and I hope you stick around. Gonna be having some great fun. But what I was saying, what's so sick about the way I have this set up is I can integrate real pedals into the rig, and this Keeley Nocturne is the first time that I'm trying it, and it really has turned out great. So essentially, I can have a whole pedal board worth of effects running into the effects loop of my Helix, and then I can turn that effects loop on and off with the push of one button. So I could have all those pedals turned on, not affecting anything, and it's great. You changed your name from Cool Guy Pie? Why the hell would you do that? Cool Guy Pie was the name for anything. You could be a musician, you could be a baker, you could be a teacher. Cool Pie Guy was the sauce. Sorry, the caffeine's really kicking in. No judgment, a little bit of judgment. But real quick, dupe, I want you to listen to this reverb, okay? Listen to this reverb in the space. Like, okay. I'm getting a little ahead of the stream here. I'm going to be talking about this pedal later. I just wanted you to hear that real quick. I hope that is coming through okay. I hope there's no clipping or anything like that. This is what like a hand-wired built in USA reverb does. I love my Helix, right? There is not a reverb in the Helix that will do that. And it's hard to put it into words. The reverb like floats in and around the note. I've had this pedal for a few days now. I'm going to be returning it next week. It's just delish. It is perfect, right? It's like, it's the Andy Timmons signature. I'm going to get into all the tones in a wee bit. But that right there, like, for ambient reverb, I don't know that I've heard better. Do you know what I mean? I really don't think I've ever heard better than that. So, pretty sick. I don't know how many people we're going to be getting up in here. So I'm just going to kind of dive in. Gonna get started. I want to talk a bit about Telecasters. For those of you that don't know, Telecasters are my absolute favorite guitar. And this guitar is the reason why. I'm sure some of you have already heard, at one point I sold all my guitars and all I had was this one. And having just this one, it kind of changed everything. After a while, you kind of get to this point where it's like, if I'm going to go for something on the guitar, I know exactly where my hands need to be. My right hand needs to rest exactly here because it's all I played for a long time. If I need to turn it on or off, it's just instant. I don't even have to look. Your hand just naturally goes exactly where everything is. I need to change pickups. There's something kind of magical about that, and I think that if you play a lot of different types of guitars, it's fun. But if you can lock into a specific type, I think Billy Sheehan talks about that. Just playing the same exact type of instrument forever, you get so accustomed to it. And that's kind of what happened with me with Tele-type guitars. A big thing people talk about is upper fret access. I used to complain about that because obviously it's a single cutaway. That being said, the more you play, as you start to go higher and higher and higher, your hand just kind of naturally works around it, and it's not really an issue. So once my head got around that, I kind of just chalked it up to like, I guess I must be a Tele guy. And I think that's fair. Les Paul's another example. I think that might be the most beautiful body shape ever. Kind of a difficult guitar to play sometimes. More difficult than like a more modern made instrument for sure. But there's something about a single cut guitar, and I'm speaking just personally here, the way it sits, the way you feel. For me with Teles, it's just the vibe. The body shape, the way it feels, the way it sits, they're just kind of perfect. And Morrison in particular, it's got like modern appointments to it. So it's stainless steel frets, a compound radius, modern C-shaped neck. So it's got some modern playability, which is dope. But that nod vintage, that's my jam. Thrash metal fun riffs! Welcome to the stream! You're fucking late! Oh my god. I have played Flying V's, I've played Explorers. I'm just not cool enough. That's my problem. Do you know what I mean? It's like you have to be a certain level of dope to play those. That ain't me. You know? I'm a Tele guy. That's where it falls. Damn. Hello, welcome to the stream. Thank you so very much. Lurking for the right, you lurker? Oh my god. Man. Those classic body shapes, pretty sick, right? So regarding strats, you're getting ahead of me, fool. Moving on to strats. I've owned a lot of strats. I have nothing against them. The reason why I don't currently have one is because I played this for so long, I never accidentally hit the pickup selector. I never accidentally hit the knobs. My whole playing style is based around like this configuration. When I hop on a Strat, I'm smacking that shit all day long, turning the volume off. One time I went to go to the neck pickup, the whole guitar just caught fire. You know what I mean? Like, what is that? So, what is going to be happening is this. Morrison is going to be getting a little modification here in the near future. This Pearly Gates is getting taken out, and two Seymour Duncan Strat single coils are going to be getting put in the middle and neck position, and this is getting turned into a 5-way. This is a Seymour Duncan quarter pounder, which is almost like a P90 in a Tele configuration. So the idea is 5-way selector, neck, neck middle, middle, middle bridge, and bridge. And then if you pull up on the tone pot, it'll activate the neck pickup in any position. So hopefully, when that's done, I will have Morrison, the guitar I've played more than any other guitar in my life, and be able to get the bridge tone I love, as well as the 2 Strat single coils. I'm going to be doing an SSL1 in the neck and an SSL5 in the middle. That's the goal. Yeah, Les Pauls are heavy. If you can get one like 8.5 pounds, I feel like that's ideal. Yeah, the thing is like I see what you're saying with the Strat, right? You do kind of associate it with cheap guitars. That being said, like some of my all-time heroes play Strats. You know what I mean? You look at John Mayer, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Hendrix. I'll say Clapton, even though my favorite Clapton sound was with the Marshall and the SG or whatever. But like, yeah. Um, Real quick regarding Morrison, I thought about changing this bridge pickup, and then I played it through this rig. How this handles distortion, it's insane. For a Tele bridge pickup, the Seymour Duncan quarter pounder has to be one of the best. It just, it's got enough top end to cut through. It's got clarity, but it's got nuts. You know what I mean? He does. I actually have like a copy of Keith's there. There's just something so magical about a really fat sounding Tele. To the point where a lot of people say, like, when you play a Les Paul, some of the older ones, it just sounds like a really beefed up Tele. And I want to find a really great Les Paul. I've got Lennon, my Texas Toast, and that's great. That guitar and this guitar have made me realize I just really love single cut guitars. But I want a really nice dual humbucker Les Paul style guitar. But for right now, goal here. You've never seen anyone sweet pick on a Tele? That means you've never listened to Richie Kotzen. Go look up Richie Kotzen right now. That's RitchieKotzen. Mr. Big, for a little bit. The Winery Dogs. He had a solo career. That dude, I've seen him sweet pick on a Tele. I've seen him do the fingerstyle, Jeff Beck rock and roll type stuff. Fuck yeah. That dude will blow you away. When you listen to what Richie Kotzen does on a Tele, he's got DiMarzio, Chopper T, and I can't remember the other pickup. He's got 2 DiMarzios in it. Amazing player, amazing tone. And yeah, the Tele, a lot of people forget that like a lot of Zeppelin studio tones was a Tele. I think a lot of really good rock tones throughout history has been a Tele, man. But yeah, so plans for Morrison kind of converted into a Tele Strat hybrid type thing. I really think that next time you guys go to a guitar store, pick up a couple Teles. Try to get into it, because once you're there, damn, it's so nice. Once I really started diving into Teles, I've never gone back. This one happens to have a humbucker and the Tele bridge. Jazzmasters are great. I had one. They're just noisy as fuck and they don't stay in tune. Spoiler alert. But again, like, that could have just been me. Before I move on, a Floyd Rose on a Les Paul. If you can make that work, best of luck to you. Thank you and God bless. Because I, like, Floyd Rose, my kryptonite. And on a Les Paul, I just can't imagine that staying in tune too well. But before we move on to the next segment, I would like to play Morrison in all three pickup positions with minimal like processing here. I'm going to go ahead and throw on like a little bit of delay and reverb and just keep it like edge of breakup maybe, right? Just play through the pickup settings so you can hear like what this guitar currently has to offer. A little sloppy. This is also the channel I have set up for Lennon. I have yet to properly EQ it for this guitar. Little bit too much top end. It's a little spiky. For the most part, though, like, I mean, pretty sick, right? I love this guitar. I mean, now, granted, like, that could just be being self-indulgent, you know what I mean? But, ha! If it's incorrect, just remember, the channel's called Audibly Dumb, not Quietly Smart. Yeah, there's just something about what a Tele does. I'm always going to be smitten with it. Literally always. So, real quick, I want to spend just like 5 minutes talking about an album, okay? I was listening to it the other day, and please, if you have any thoughts, if you want to talk about an album, throw it in the chat. I'll go back and forth. But there's this album I want to talk about that I first heard it when I was moving to Colorado from Florida, okay? That's a 28-hour drive, y'all. It was like 12 hours just to get out of Florida, all the way north, through the Panhandle, through Texas, up through New Mexico. Absolute shit show. Well, at the time, I was really into Joe Bonamassa. Like, really, really into Joe Bonamassa. And I was going through some of the older material, and I found 2012 live at the Beacon Theater. And I just want to talk about this real quick. Joe Bonamassa gets a lot of hate. You can hate on him here in the chat if you want. But this album, there's this song, Slow Train, and that's what it starts with. The band with their instruments, right, creates the sound of a train coming. Dun, 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 dun. You get the shh. Like, they do a really good job of using instruments to make it feel like a train is slowly coming. and it builds and builds and builds, and bang, you're into the main riff of the song, Slow Train. That transitions into Cradle Rock by Rory Gallagher. And if you've never heard, first of all, go listen to Rory Gallagher play Cradle Rock. Second of all, go listen to Joe Bonamassa's version of Cradle Rock. He did it on the New Day Yesterday album, his first album. And the live version on from Live at the Beacon Theater, dude. Oh, it's so good, right? Midnight Blues. He plays Dust Bowl, which is one of his big hits. And then this song called The River. He doesn't play it anymore, but he plays slide on that song. And you really get to hear how great he is as a slide player. It's not often you get somebody who can play leads like that and then break out a slide and have it be just insane. Train song playlist. Do not include the band Train. Thank you so very much. Let's see here. In Utero. Fuck yeah. We talked about it last week too. That early 2000s, late 90s grunge / nu metal scene. Fucking awesome. On this album, a woman named Beth Hart comes out for a couple songs. The song I'll Take Care of You is unbelievable. She's an insane vocalist, man. And then Joe's solo in that is just absolutely breathtaking. And the end of part 1 of the set, he does a song called Steal Your Heart Away. I think that's from the Black Rock album. The riff is sick. The vocal is fucking sick. Like, the whole front section of that album is great. But Down Around My Place, John Hyatt comes out in the second half. He plays a song called Blue and Evil. And then probably the most legendary part of this live set, Walk in My Shadows and Fire and Water from the band Free. Paul Rogers from the band Free comes out and does vocals. And it's sick. It is so sick. Man, I don't know if anybody here, like, I feel like we got some, like, nu metal fans and stuff. If you dig blues rock at all, if you dig classic rock, Live at the Beacon Theater, Joe Bonamassa. He ends with If Heartaches Were Nickels. He plays Mountain Time, which is one of his big songs that he still closes with every night. Like, just, I wanted to throw that out there. Every Sunday. Hey! Wilson! Real quick. Thank you so much for coming. You're great, you know that. If nobody else in your life today tells you you're fantastic, first of all, fuck them. Second of all, just be a legend, okay? Play A minor pentatonic. Do it incorrectly. I don't really care. But welcome to the stream, pal. I just got done pitching Joe Bonamassa. Live at the Beacon Theater one more time. Every single Sunday, I'm going to try to pick an album and just hype the shit out of it. And like, it's so good. And it's a great representation of him as an artist. Again, I prefer the live albums over everything else. Oh, man. Paul Rogers. Dude, sidestep to the band Free. Does anybody here listen to Free? Paul Kossoff, Paul Rogers. Just some real rockin' stuff. I love that band. Dude, it's so good. Oh, Free was so sick. Welcome to the chat, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I talked about Telecasters for a little bit. I just pitched Joe Bonamassa's Live at the Beacon Theater. We are going to move on. This is a first. This is the first time in the Audibly Dumb live stream where I am going to be doing a product showcase, a pedal showcase, live in the stream. I did a short about it the other day. There's going to be a long form going up about it, and I'm not going to hide everything in advance. If you go to Flipside Music and you buy one of these using my link, they pay me a commission. I am not paid to talk about it. I am not paid to promote it. I grab what I think is dope as shit, and if you buy one from them, Flipside goes, "Thank you, Audibly Dumb. here's $4.50 or whatever it is. Just to get that out of the way, I want to be nothing but transparent with you guys. I love all of you, and thank you for helping support Audibly Dumb. Mwah! On with the show! So, what is the Nocturne? The Nocturne is a reverb pedal, and it's not a cheap one. But it is hand-built right here in the United States. It's a spring reverb, a plate reverb, and then something that they call a nocturne. And a nocturne is basically an EQ-shapeable modulated delay, or reverb, excuse me. And I am so unbelievably stoked to show you guys how it sounds. First of all, Riley Reed sounds, hell yeah, you're about to do that. So real quick, in the Helix, I have a spring reverb that is always on, okay? That reverb is always on. As I'm playing, you can't really hear it. My amp doesn't have reverb in it, so that is just there so that way once I stop playing, it doesn't just die out. I'm going to turn that off. Because I want you to only hear the reverb that is in the Nocturne. So I'm going to fuck around with some knobs here real quick, and I'm going to try to get a really good spring reverb going. Let me hear your thoughts. Just as a spring reverb, right? Let's see here. They do have good looking tellies. I would agree. Schecter gets slept on. As a spring reverb, that is just like, it's punchy, but it's not crowding the note. That's the problem with reverbs. A lot of reverbs can crowd the note, right? There's a knob here called modulation, and depending on which reverb you're on, whether it's plate, spring, or nocturne, that modulation knob does something different. This is what it does to the spring. It adds that like notched spring, like it almost like tightens the springs. Listen. Now, I would never play with the super notched thing. Also, to address this, for $269, it oughta. Listen, I'm aware that $269 for a reverb pedal is fucking crazy. I know this. But please just hear me out and listen to the rest of it, because just trust me, okay? Yes, you do need a telly. Everyone needs a telly. I am going to try and make this sound like I am playing in a giant bathroom. And again, this is the spring reverb, okay? Regarding scalloped Freddy, I don't know. These aren't scalloped frets. And regarding processed sounds or the sounds of the guitar, there's a lot of ways I could take that question. I prefer sounds that sound good. Whether you're using a $50 practice amp, a Marshall 50-watt head, a Helix, a Kemper, I don't give a shit. You can make anything sound good nowadays. That's all I care about. Moving on. I'm going to try to make this spring reverb just sound huge and lush, virtually non-usable, but listen to this. That is not usable to me. I would never do that in a mix, but I'm just trying to show you it can do the subtle spring reverb thing, or it can get super Fender blackfacey, like in your face spring reverb. We're going to move on to the plate. The plate reverb, it can be long, decaying, or it can be short. I'm going to play both. You tell me what you think. If you think that sounds like I'm playing in a church, wait till you hear the nocturne setting. I'm telling you, I'm saving the nocturne for last. Trust the process. This is the plate reverb. So, I just want to say that I don't want to spend $270 on a reverb pedal, especially considering I have a Helix. But you got to admit, that's pretty damn sweet. I mean, like, it sounds like it's happening organically somehow. Even though a reverb like that is like fucking impossible to just get in the space, it sounds like it's being created naturally. I mean, in the chat, can I get a 1 out of 10 on that plate reverb? Like, for real. That thing is sick. And then actually, I want to play that over a I want to do almost like a lead tone over that. Give me a second here. Jason, what's up, fool? I'm demoing the Nocturne right now. You came in at a great time. I'm going to hit a little bit of overdrive right now. And let's see if we can get this reverb to sound good with like a thick lead tone. Yeah, so first of all, I would have to tweak that a little bit to get it exactly where I liked it. That being said, that was really, really usable. And let's see here. I would like to address that real quick. So what was just said right there? If it was at least $80 less, it would be really good. What I challenge you on is, if it was $80 less, would it be this? So I said this about the Strymon stuff a long time ago. For those of you that don't know, Strymon is like, that's like a $500 reverb pedal, the Big Sky. And you sit there and you go, how can you pay $500 fucking dollars for a reverb pedal? It has to be unbelievable. It has to be the greatest reverb you could possibly imagine. That's what that is. They did that, right? When it comes to the Nocturne, is $269 like a lot of money? Yeah, it is. But I've played a lot of reverb pedals. I haven't even played you the Nocturne setting yet. So any judgment you currently have, please hold. Boop. I'm going to switch to the Nocturne setting real quick, and I'm going to make it a darker reverb, okay? So the Nocturne setting is this ambient, modulated, gorgeous thing that does something that I have not experienced it in another reverb. Once again, brand new from Keeley Electronics, Andy Timmons signature. Yeah, just hang on. It's the best reverb in the whole fucking thing. Like, it's no joke. It's like, it's hard to even put into words. When you think of reverb, spring is usually what people think of. Plate, maybe, hall. What the hell is Nocturne? I don't know. I just know that it feels like my dreams are coming out of my amplifier. But not the scary ones. There's this weird one that involves Rosie O'Donnell. Not like that. But I'm sharing too much information with you guys. We're getting a little too comfortable. I just shared the fact that I have dreams about Rosie O'Donnell. Has nothing to do with the Nocturne that will be getting addressed in therapy this week, though. It just does this thing, and I'm saving my favorite sound for last. Whole lot of Rosie. Hey, listen, don't bring up AC/DC while I'm talking about Rosie O'Donnell, okay? Because that brings up a whole nother thing, right? That's a whole different vibe. Man, I love making fun of AC/DC, but I love playing those riffs. Damn. If Earth was empty on the inside and you're playing with an 8,000 watt amp, I don't know what that means, but thanks. Hell yeah. I don't know if I told anybody, but I got in trouble for the Riley Reid sound, so now it's called a tasteful squawk. Okay, so, hey Britain, I need you to go buy a used P90 hardtail Gretsch, boo. Okay? Like, we're all gonna die one day, so we might as well play hardtail P90 Gretches. That's what my grandma used to say. Anywho, I saved the best sound for last. If any of you are religious, get ready to go to church. This is the nocturne setting with the modulation way up, the decay, the reverb way up, and the tone is all the way bright. It literally sounds like angels are caressing your soul and smothering it in Jif peanut butter. Please hold. So, that setting right there makes me feel, I mean, that's just hours. No lead playing or anything like that. Just playing chords and listening to that ambiance just float up through there. I mean, literally, like, let me get caught up here. Hey, Jason, listen here, boo. Don't ever admit that out loud. But since we're being honest with the group, that is what distortion and reverb are for. When your playing is trash, we'll reverb and gain the shit out of it. If your playing's doing okay, you can throw some delay in there. But watch out for that. Because if you've ever hit a wrong note and just heard going off into the void, makes you want to just end it all. I'm going to light the whole damn place on fire. Should you sell your Fender Strat to buy a Hammer A7 Phantom? I don't know what that guitar is, but I'll tell you two answers at the same time, and I feel equally strong about them both. Number one, keep the Fender and just play the shit out of it. play it as much as you possibly can, love it for what it is, and keep it forever. I mean, in equal measure, Fender, sell it. Just sell it and get something new. And that new guitar you're talking about, in 3 months' time, that one won't be good enough either. So sell that and get something else. And just keep doing that forever. And then, like, it'll lose value, right? So you'll trade it and have to throw cash on top of it. And that will suck. This is horrible financial advice I'm giving you. But do it. Keep the Fender. Don't get the new guitar. Or get the new guitar always and don't ever stop. I did not help you at all there, but I feel very strongly about everything I just said. Okay. Buy and keep all of the guitars? Dude, that's worse advice than what I gave. Like, just keep buying more! Oh, shit. I swear, I have fun with you guys every Sunday. It's just a good time. Yeah, dude, horrible advice. Before I move on, I am going to move on from the Nocturne. First of all, do you guys like the whole demoing a product in the live stream? This is for you. This is not for me. I just figured it would be something cool to talk about. And now that I got everything mic'd up, I feel like it's better now than ever to do it. But was that fun for anybody? It was certainly fun for me. Leading up to that last setting, I really enjoyed showing you guys that. Do. Solid. Because it gives me an excuse to just keep grabbing more. Like, I really, really love new stuff, man. Oh, yeah, so Jason. So, out of all of you, Jason's the only person that I actually know in real life. I've known Jason for a while. And I keep telling him, I was telling him, you need a guitar with P90s. You need a guitar with P90s in it. So he he reaches out to me like that day. He's like, fuck you. I found this Godin and these other ones with like P90s in it. He goes and he grabs the Godin. He plays like sludge metal. So he took a 6-string Godin with P90s with like 140 gauge strings on it and is playing drop W doom metal. Like, but yeah, hey, I'll say to everybody in here. And Jason, back me up on this. Do you not love that fucking guitar? Are P90s not amazing? Am I right or am I right? Like, single coil pickups, even for heavier music, they do a thing. So, a little bit of a break from like gear and everything like that. Last week, I talked with you guys a little bit about my vibrato technique, right? 13 years of playing guitar, I never properly learned how to do vibrato. It would always look like this. It's out of tune. It's happening at the knuckle. It was awful. The technique was awful. Like, and I think a lot of people struggle with that. But so many of the artists that I look up to, especially older ones, their identity was in their vibrato, dude. You could tell who it was based on their vibrato. Robin Trower, Paul Kossoff, Warren Haynes has a really good vibrato. Joe Bonamassa's bending vibrato is fantastic. Like, B.B. King's obviously great. Eric Clapton had a really unique vibrato. You could tell who it is just by that. And I never understood the mechanics behind how they were doing what they were doing. So this week, oh, we're going to derail for a second. Dan Steely bought an Eastman with Tone Rider P90s. First of all, Tone Rider pickups. Slap. Unbelievable. Angus Young did have a crazy vibrato. Eastman guitars. When I went to NAMM in January, that was one of my favorite booths. I played a gold top Eastman Les Paul with P90s that blew my mind. Look into Eastman. Yes, they're made in China. I do not care. Those guitars are amazing. It's better than Epiphone. It's just, yes, Eastman. Yeah, Marty Friedman has a great vibrato. But the thing about it, the mechanics of it. Does anybody in here, and be honest, any of the guitar players in here, do you have an actually good vibrato? And what I mean by that is, Philip Sayce, Stevie Ray Vaughan, they can land on a note, let the note ring out, and just perfectly even, back up and down to pitch, perfect. Does anybody in here have that? I'll be honest, fuck no. Like, not at all. But this last week, my wife and I are watching the show Alone, which, by the way, one of the best survival shows ever. And while we're sitting there, this is what I'm doing. That does not sound great, but what it is doing it's getting the movement to come from the wrist, not the fingers. I know it doesn't sound great. I'm not trying to say that it does, but it's undoing the 13 years of shit that I had in my technique. I'm rebuilding it from the ground up. And it's just getting it used to, it's in pitch, it's a little sharp, and it has to fall back to pitch. That's the biggest thing. Out of pitch, into pitch, out of pitch, into pitch. And eventually, we'll start having a more consistent vibrato, no matter what finger we're on, and get that shake to come from the wrist instead of the fingers and have it be relaxed and musical. Yeah, Jason's kind of savage, bro. Right? Huge caveman chunky stuff. Fretless bass. He plays it with his tongue. It's crazy. See, I envy people that did it right from the start. It's like, if you could establish from the beginning a really good foundation with playing, man, it's so sick. I did it wrong for a really, really long time. And it comes out in my playing. Playing online is really crazy when I look at the amazing people that are online. I know my vibrato sucks. I know that sometimes the technique is bad and I flub notes and everything like that. And sometimes it pitches out just a little bit. But I'm getting noticeably better. And I urge everybody, no matter where you're at skill level wise, don't be afraid to just full send it. As long as it's for the sake of getting better. Don't just be that fucking guy at Guitar Center. We all know this dude. You know what I mean? You're sat there, you're trying to play Smoke on the Water, and some dude is just fucking... If that's you, don't fucking do that. Anyways, I hate the tuning the guitar with the deluxe reverb on 5. Like, grab a snark or just don't do that. Sick. Now that we've got that out of the way. Try it, fail, try it, fail. Exactly. That's it. So that's what I've been working on this week. And then another thing I did want to talk about. Flowing around the fretboard, right? I never really understood how these cats were able to fly around the board. And for those of you that don't know, I want to share like a little tip with you. There's 5 scales to learn, like 5 basic scales. Learn them all in one position. And if you just float those shapes around and pay attention to where the root notes are, I think it'll sound a little less boxy. And that's what I'm working on right now. Is not just playing notes through chord changes and landing on specific notes at the right time. So I think, a lot of people are like, how do I get out of the pentatonic box? And I think a lot of it comes down to first of all, learning the full scale. And second of all, don't just learn it there. Learn that shape, then this shape, and then this shape. And like, so if that's the key of A, where are all of your A's here? Where are your A's here? And where are they here? Give that a shot if you haven't already. It's a little rudimentary. Once again, I'm a little late to the game, but when I'm really warmed up and I'm just kind of playing over chord changes, I find that it makes it sound a bit more musical. Even if you're hitting the same notes, playing them on different strings, it can carry a different vibe. It's a little darker on the thicker strings. It's a little brighter on the thinner strings. Give it a shot. That is a Friedman PT20. And the clean sounds you're hearing are, I have a big Cali digital preamp in the Helix for the more cleaner stuff. And then the Friedman, without anything happening here, sounds like this. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming. I'm going to speak directly to you for a second. If you don't have a great day, I'm going to get really mad. You understand? Have a great day. Be legendary. Drink a bunch of coffee. Full send. All right. And then you only play folk punk. What is a scale? So snakes have them and fish have them. That's all I got. Dan wants me to put on that reverb pedal. Okay. So that's just the Friedman. And then I have a Timmy overdrive pedal in the Helix. And when you turn that on, you kind of get the lead sound. Oh, man. I love Friedman amps. And yes, the runt is fantastic. This is a V1 Pink Taco. So no fat switch, nothing like that. Single channel, no standby, bass, middle, treble, master, and gain. That's it. And that's the way I like it. All right. How long have I been going? 1 hour and 8 minutes. Holy caramba. Okay. Uh-oh, if Jason is still in the chat, he has something to say about orange amps. Jason loves orange amps. Pretty legendary stuff. I would like to talk a bit about 5-Watt World. I like to plug other YouTube channels, and for those of you that don't know, 5-Watt World is a YouTube channel run by a guy named Keith Williams. Time flies when you have sick reverb. Hell yeah, dude. Keith Williams runs the channel 5-Watt World, and essentially the channel started with him talking about you really only need one guitar and an amp. And that amp doesn't need to be larger than 5 watts. What he does now is mainly a series called Short History. 15 to 30 minute long, really well shot videos talking about the history behind companies, man. Like, he'll do one on Orange Amps, Supro, Gibson Les Pauls, the Strat, the Tele, Fender in general. He's done a shit ton of them. I just want to say, like, if anybody in here does not watch 5-Watt World, go do it. It's unbelievable content. He's an amazing content creator, like, just insane channel. He's got like over 300,000 subscribers. I wonder what that's like. Yeah, his slogan is, we're here to give you the most music from the least gear. And then he does nothing but talk about, like, hellaciously valuable gear. See? Little thing about orange amps got started in there. That's pretty sick. I've played a couple orange amps. I've never personally vibed with them, but I understand the people that do. I think you have, most people probably have. His channel pops up a lot. The humble brag you just hit us with. Shame this man! I only have one amp, but it's a Dumble. I'm just kidding you, pal. I've never played through a Dumble, but I did eat a brownie once. Okay. I'm sat here playing through a Line 6 Helix and a Friedman, and he's got a Dumble. Oh, okay. I thought you were actually telling me right now I have one amp and it's a Dumble. That's so funny. Like, straight up, he plays like a $50 pick a really expensive guitar, and then like his amps are pretty expensive. I don't know, man. At this point, I'm very much like, play cheap gear, play expensive gear. I actually looked it up. If to the right buyer, I could sell Morrison for like $3,000 right now. That's certainly more than I paid for him. Yeah, just stick with the captures. I think that Friedman was $800, and I traded evenly for it. My Fender Princeton. This Sir, I bought years ago. This is like I said, I could sell this for $3,000 right now. I did not pay anywhere near $3,000 for it. It's appreciated in value. It's crazy. But I've had this for like probably 5 years at this point. But I mean, at the same time, I have a $150 parts caster back here. I've got a Squier Classic Vibe that's amazing. My Sire is a $500 guitar. Sounds great. But then I also have this Sir, and I've got a Texas Toast, and I've got a Heritage 535 as well. Regardless of the value, you can get amazing tones out of anything. Besides, I also don't claim to get you the most music out of the least gear. I encourage everybody to buy what they can afford at the time. If that's 500, sick. If that's 5,000, double sick. Hit it. That's about where I'm at. Okay. Well, everybody, I've been going for about an hour and 14. How did we enjoy the stream today? Was it fun? Did we have a good time? I gotta tell you, this was the most fun stream. Ha! We got to him. Gear acquisition syndrome reigns supreme. We got your ass. Ha! Yeah, really, really fun. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. I really appreciate it. If you've never seen the channel before, once again, my name is Zach. It's called Audibly Dumb. I post 3 shorts a week. This week we're getting 2 long forms as well. I want to do another live stream on Thursdays as well. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really hope you love the content. And yeah, hope everybody has a great week. And I'm going to hit you all with a tasteful slide E chord to round everything out. That was just for fun. Okay, everybody, here's the deal. I will see you all next Sunday. I hope you enjoy the content throughout the week. If you don't have a great Sunday, I'm going to come to your house and ding-dong ditch the shit out of you, okay? It's just going to be ringing all day, and you're going to keep going to the door, and you're going to rip your doorbell off, and then I'm going to knock. Then I'm going to knock at that point. I just realized if I did that, I'd be the reason you're not having a good Sunday. So, forget everything I just said. Have a fantastic day. Deuces!